So I'm back with a new color in the series that we're doing with the natural dyes. This one happens to be mulberry tree leaves, not to be confused with the berries. So this is an all green. So I did a little mixture like usual of the natural fibers and also synthetic just to see, the difference. And so I put this little um, collection together and we'll just go through it real quickly. They're going to be in the shop. I already had like a little pre-sale. So there are some in the shop, but not all that many. So if you're interested, hop on over. So this I found in the aisle of where you do the knitting and everything. So I dyed some of this, and you're going to get approximately 30 inches, give or take a little bit. And you can see because it's synthetic, the dyeing is a little blotchy here and there, but that doesn't bother me. Hope it doesn't bother you. Also did some seam binding. There's approximately 30 inches of the seam binding. You can see this color. It's really pretty. I mean, I like it a lot. We were talking about it the other night on my live, and it's a sort of like a sage color. Someone said like this almost looks like a seafoam green, but the other ones are, dying a lot darker, the natural fibers you'll see. And the papers too dye completely different. I've also done a tag. This will be helpful when if you're working inside of your little diary for your natural dyes. This will be nice to stick in there. I worked with that the other night also. I've also included just a little swatch of the dye on some watercolor paper. And I had this really textured fabric. It almost feels like a towel, but it has all these little loop-de-loos there, and you can see how nice it took the dye. It's just, if you're doing your little snippets or whatever it is you're making with these, or you're just putting them inside of your diary, you have a lot of little textures to play with. I've incorporated a couple of these little printouts. This is on sticker paper, so you can put that in your book. And then this is a drawing that was done of a mulberry tree. And this is like from the 1700s, that type of painting. So this is a printout, and this is a sticker to be used in your little book. And I just like the color, how this contrasts with this green. And I've been hoarding this little piece of fabric. I only have a little bit left, but I just really like it. Again, the texture and the color I think looks really pretty with that. Got a little piece of that to play with. This was was all cotton, and it originally was a tablecloth. I like how this also took the color. I think that looks pretty. This is a cotton. The next two pieces are cotton. And you can see how differently, depending, I guess, on the weave, that it took the dye. And be mindful, I did these in two different batches, and each batch is just a little bit different. So if your color varies, it's because they came from different batches, but it's from the same dye bath. And I also did some of that same lace that I did when we did the mulberry bark, and it's synthetic. But I liked how it did it the the dye took when we did the mulberry on there because of the different ways that the threads are put together. I think it looks pretty. So I did some of that. And then here is another sticker that you can put on your book or on your tag. That's what I ended up doing. Also, I have in each one 3 different printouts of some green background paper. Each of them will have something different. I have 10 that I chose from, and each one will have 3. So you may have all 3 of these, one of these, or none of these. But they're all in the same color family. So I had a lot of fun doing this. If you saw any of the lives, I mentioned that I tested the mordants on these and it didn't have, excuse me, yeah, the modifiers, excuse me, and it didn't do anything. There's absolutely no change at all. So these are all done just naturally with no modifiers at all. And I like how it came out. So I'm not sure what the next one's going to be, but I'm sure we'll have fun watching how it all comes out. So anyway, there's a few of these that are left. They're in the shop. So if you're interested, run over there and go get those and start doing whatever it is you are doing with these beautiful naturally dyed fibers.